Today's training, we will be going over CPOE or computerized physician order entry on Optimum Oimed. I'm going to first start off by logging in and choosing a patient. So I'm going to log in with my test doctor, Dr. Pax. I'm going to log in with my username and my password. I'm going to do my location or put in my location, and this is wherever you're documenting at when you log in. I'm going to put ICU. The company will always be Guam Memorial Hospital, so you need to choose that in the drop down. And then you would click login. To access CPOE, you need to first choose your patient. So it's either you use the station census, which has all of the patients in different nursing stations or departments, or if you have a physician census that you have and those patients automatically pop up there. Or if you've already chosen your favorite patients and put them in your My Favorites tab here on the left side here. So for me, I'm going to search for my patient, and my patient's name is Tess AD. So I'm going to go to patient search, and then I'm going to type in the last name of my patient and its first name. So I'm just going to put tess.a and then hit search here. And if for some reason your patient doesn't show up here in the search bar, you may want to look into whether they're outpatient or emergency or discharge. So you need to click on those small square buttons there. So I found my test AD. I'm going to open that patient's chart up by clicking on the patient name. And it opens me up to the patient clinical summary. To access order entry, I'm going to click order entry on the top between patient clinical summary and patient order manager. So this is the order entry screen. It's made out of three panels. Three panels, however. The first panel is called properties. So this is where you put in some information about the type of orders and how you want the order to be. The middle screen is the order panel or service medication order sets section where you can find all of the orders that you want to order. And then the third section here on the right side is the order basket. That's basically where everything goes into when you select particular orders. So the first thing you have to do when you put in an order in order entry is to fill out the property section. So you need to, as a physician, this should be automatically populated for you, which is the order option. So electronic should be there. However, if you're also putting in charges, you need to choose charge here on this section here. So if you're putting in some physician charges, you need to switch over to the charges order option. But for ordering at this time, we're going to use electronic. Your name should populate here, but if it's not, you can click the drop down button here and find your name. So I'm Dr. Pax. I'm going to find my name there. And if you are not in the drop down, you would click on this green circle with a plus sign and add yourself to the patient. If you do have difficulty with this, please contact patient registration or the nurse that's assigned to your patient. You do not need to fill out co-signing physician unless you need a co-signed physician or order type at this time. You need to indicate an order entry, whether it's going to be a charge if you're charging. We also have routine, stat, or time. For this training, I'm going to do routine. Then I'm going to move over to the middle section here. So the middle section, we have order panels, we have a service button, we have medication tab here, and an order set tab. We don't readily use the RX or order sets or physician order sets or therapeutic class. But let's start with order panels. Right now it's defaulted to the internal medicine physician panel for Dr. Pax, but let us show you the whole physician panel. So we're going to type in physician. So you're going to look for the physician panel index here. And it's going to show you the different panels for the different types of departments. If you are in internal med, you would go into the internal medicine physician panel. If you are an ICU physician, then you would go into the ICU physician panel. There's other orders that exist on this particular panel as well to help out physicians with ordering. We have your AccuChecks that are here on the bottom. If you click on the order set button, which is this chain with a paper sign, then you would have, for example, for this order, AccuChecks ACHS tomorrow. So it'll automatically time it for you, and then you would place that in your order bucket. So I'm going to try one of these. So we have AccuChecks at 6 a.m., 11 a.m., 1600, and 21 starting tomorrow. I'm going to click submit. And the only reason why they would pop up is if they were ordered, or if you see this yellow sign here, it means they have been ordered repeatedly, so, or duplicates. It's just warning you that there's a duplicate, and it just wants you to confirm. So it automatically times it here in the scheduled date and time for tomorrow at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna confirm by clicking submit. And here again, 11. Here again at 1600. So as I'm clicking submit, there's a green circle with a check mark sign that appears on next to the orders, and that's when you know it's ready to be sent. I'm not going to send that fully yet, so we're still going to go around into these different panels to show you what you can order. I'm going to go into the internal medicine physician's order. So we have some orders for admission here on the left side, some daily orders, so different ones, vital signs, you have diet orders, you have also medications here, daily medications that you could order, large volume IVs, IV bolus fluids, IV plus vitamins. And then if you are admitting a patient, we have specific order sets that could help you out with that. So this internal medicine admission order, I'm going to try that out. Please do not click on the name of the order set because it will automatically place it into your bucket. And that is a lot of orders that will be placed in your bucket. So you need to click on the order set icon to see the listing so that you could choose from it. So on the order sets, you have a variety of orders to help you out. So you have admit to orders. So if I were admitting this patient to telemetry unit, I would click that. And you have orders that are preset that are absolutely needed for that admission already. So if you're doing transfers, you could choose for the transfer. So each order set has a couple of orders in it. We have laboratory orders, we have activity orders, your orders for nutrition are here as well, and so forth. As you scroll down at the bottom, you'll find pharmacy orders as well as radiology orders, and that you could choose from. So I'm going to click submit actually. So I think I chose some orders here. So in order entry or in Optimum Oimed entirely, you have some fields that are color yellow or orange that you have to fill out. And when you have something like that, those are required fields. So it's asking me for this order, admitting physician and diagnosis. So I'm going to put Dr. Pax, because I'm the admitting physician, for example, and diagnosis of CHF. I'm going to click submit. And then this admit to telemetry ward, you're going to have to answer a question whether this patient will be admitted greater than 2 midnights. If yes, you need to order inpatient orders, and if no, then you must order the admit to observation order, and you can find the admit to observation order in that service tab, which I will show you later on. But for this patient, it's going to be an inpatient who is going to stay more than 2 midnights. I'm going to click submit. And this is our COVID vaccine reminder. This will always pop up in every admission order set that we have here. So did you ask your patient if they want to receive a COVID-19 vaccine during this admission? I'm going to put yes. And did your patient want to receive a COVID vaccine prior to discharge? I'm going to put yes as well. So I'm going to click submit. And that's some of the three orders that are automatically pre-checked in your order sets for admission. And you'll see that in a variety of other order sets. They have pre orders that are there. The other orders I want to talk about are special order medications. So special order med, you can choose this particular order by clicking on the name. And then if you have a particular medication that is not on formulary or that's not included, you could type it into the special instructions, exactly what medication that is, and indicate the frequency and all the other required information for that medication that's not formulary. I'm not going to order a special order med at this time. I just wanted to show you that order. But also the other order I wanted to show you was other nursing orders. So other nursing orders are special orders that you that are not listed in Cpoe. Like for example, this one just pre-populated for me, jump 5 times. Within an hour or something like that, something special. So that's what we use other nursing orders for. We do not use other nursing orders for laboratory or radiology orders because those orders need to be ordered individually. And you can find laboratory and radiology orders in the panels that exist in Cpoe. So I'm gonna process this other nursing order for jump 5 times. I'm going to try to order a cardiac medication here. So I'm going to click on a cardiac medication right here on the bottom. And I'm going to do Lepressor 25 milligrams. So it pre-populates the dose and the volume. You just need to add the frequency into each of the medications that you order. This is a required field. I'm just going to do every AM. And if you have any other special instructions for that particular medication that you want the pharmacist to see, then you would write into special instructions. No medication will be dispensed until the pharmacist confirms that order for that medication. So I'm going to submit this Lepressor. I want to go back to my internal medicine physician panel so I could see and kind of show you the other stuff in this panel. We have a radiology index, and that is where you would order all of your radiology procedures, CT scans, IR procedures as well can be ordered here. They're kind of labeled as such. your CT scans over here as well. So I'm just going to click into that so that you can see. So you can pick from the variety of radiology procedures that are here. Um, let me just order a CT chest. And you're going to see 2 orders here, and you have to process both orders um, for that radiology order. So I'm going to click submit. Just going to confirm. So for radiology orders, you're going to need to put in a reason for the exam. I'm just going to put dyspnea. And then it's going to ask you, is there a current pregnancy test? For test AD, I'm going to put routine. Are there prior exams? No. And then I'm going to click submit. You need to make sure that you answer all of those yellow questions in order for that for the green check mark to populate here on the right side here in the order basket. So I'm going to go back to the physicians panel index for my home and go back to internal medicine's physicians panel. So that's the radiology index. We also have special services orders that you could go into for EKGs, cardio stress tests, echocardiograms, an EEG should you need, that's for special services. And then we also have restraints. So restraints are renewed in our facility every daily, usually in the morning. So you could use this order set for restraints ordering by clicking on that order set icon there, and you can actually, let's see, you could just click on this. You actually have to order the whole order set here, whatever it is that is applicable to your patient. And this is how you would initiate or renew any of the restraint orders. So I'm going to click submit. So I got some restraints there. I'm going to go back to my internal medicine physicians panel here to see what other orders you may need to do. We also have intubate and extubate orders here, some respiratory care orders, some nephrology orders here as well. And you also have some transfer orders if you need to transfer. We have the COVID vaccines that you want to order. We also have internal medicine discharge orders. So if you're sending a patient home, this is the order set that you would use to send them home. You would do medications though in level of care, which we will go over in another section. We also have COVID-19 panel that you could use for your COVID patients that you admit. We have a positive admission order set and a critical care admission order set should you need that for your for certain patients that you come across for COVID-19. We have transfer orders to our treatment areas if they do still exist in the facility. So the care units are usually what they use for COVID-19 patients during that particular time. Also the COVID vaccines here as well. So if you do not want to use the order panel and want to use the service tab, I just want to kind of warn you about the service tab. Not all orders in the service tab are usable or still active, but if you want to search for a particular order, you can do so by using that service tab. So you would just type in that order here in the service tab and then click search. So you could use this medication tab for ordering single medications, for example, lisinopril. So you would type it in here in the search bar right here and then click the search button. And for this purpose, I wanted lisinopril. So I'm going to click the 10 milligram lisinopril tablet. I'm going to indicate frequency because that is required. I'm going to put every AM. It's pre-populated for the dose at 10 milligrams. If you wanted to increase the dose, of course, you could also change that to whatever dose it is that you would need. And it will automatically calculate the volume here. If you have any special instructions for that particular medication, you would indicate it under the special instructions, and then you would click submit. So for medications, I've ordered Lepressor and lisinopril here on the top right on this section. So we also have an order set tab here in the middle panel. You could search for particular order sets that you would need or that you were looking for. If you're looking for the, let me see if I could find the COVID-19 order sets. So if you search COVID-19, you'll find the order sets here. Again, do not click on the actual name of these orders that you would click on the paper and the chain link that's here. So that's basically the 4 tabs that's inside of the middle section here that you would use to order. And then once you have all of your orders in your order basket here on the right side, they should all have the green green circle with a check mark sign. And sometimes you would see a triangle, and that's because you would just need to click the order and kind of fill in the required field. So you would click the paper and pencil. There's some icons here on the top. The red circle with a minus sign, that's to delete individual orders. For example, if I didn't want the other nursing orders, I would just click on that and click the delete button, and that would delete just one order. If you ordered using an order set, you would, and you want to delete that whole order set, then you would click the order itself and click this X mark here. And that would be that whole order set. I'm not going to delete the order set here, so you can see the orders go through. And then we have this or kind of like an order check for clinical warnings. That's for allergies and for high doses, some kind of safeguards that pharmacy has put in for us. You don't have to worry about all the other the nurse collect buttons here, and the gear. The gear is for if you want to answer multiple questions that you need here. You would go ahead and click the green circle, the check mark sign, to complete all of the orders and send them to the different departments, just as laboratory, radiology, and also nursing. So I'm going to click that right here. Once the orders have been completed, you'll see a sign on the bottom. And in order to see that those orders, they might appear here in the active orders window here, but a better way to see where it's going is to go to patient order manager, which is kind of the listing of all of the medications that are in for this patient. So it's kind of like the Bible of all of the orders that are ordered for test AD. So you'll see our medication orders and our Lepressor order here as well. They are unconfirmed and need to be confirmed by pharmacy in order for them to be dispensed in our Pyxis systems. And you have also my restraints order here as well. And also the other AccuCheck orders that are for laboratory. They're waiting for receipt. So if I wanted in patient order manager, if I wanted to delete an order, I could actually, or discontinue an order, click on the small square in the left side and click discontinue on top. And you'd have to put in which physician is asking for the discontinue. So I'm going to put Dr. Pax up here. So I'm going to click on his name and click. So that lisinopril is going to become a discontinued medication, and anything discontinued is colored orange here. If I wanted to see just non-pharmacy orders, so you could use the non-pharmacy tab to filter through non-pharmacy orders. If you just want to see non-medication orders, you can go to this tab. You can also filter it even more by using the order groups drop down button. So if you wanted to see just radiology orders, then you would go down to imaging. Um, so you could see results. Usually results are posted here in the status. So if you have one that is resulted, unfortunately, this test patient doesn't have one because they're all canceled. You would see a result link here, and you can click on it and see uh, if that was resulted for that particular radiology order. So you could see results in this non-pharmacy button. If you wanted to see um, certain admission orders, you can go to admission orders. You can go to discharge orders for discharge orders. You can also filter down to restraints if you want to do restraint orders and see the restraint orders that we put in earlier. You also have a discontinued one as well. For display type, you can do the last 24 hours, a current visit, or the entire history, but the entire history is for every admission they've ever had in the hospital. So that's kind of overwhelming, but it's also important to note that the filter here will also show only active orders, or you can filter through orders with preliminary results or canceled orders if you're looking for a specific order. They also have the discontinued orders here as well. If you want to view the medications, meds tab is for PO medications, and then IVs tab is for IV medications. And this is where you can also discontinue and continue and also hold medications if you need to hold medications. And you would do that by just clicking on the square next to that actual medication and then click hold. It is important to note that the actual dosage of the medications are here, and this is in this black text here and not this medication there. So yeah, you can go over to the IVs tab. The IVs tab will show you all of the IVs that the patient is on, whether they're, you can click on the inactive for past IVs that they were on. And if you wanted to see everything, both active and inactive, you would click on the complete button here. The last tab in Patient Order Manager is the new orders. This is actually how the nurses and the different departments see whether you are sending an order from them. Since physicians have the ability to order remotely, we are able to acknowledge those orders by using this new orders tab. So this is primarily for the charge nurses or the bedside nurses or primary nursing, and also for ward clerks to see, since we are still on a paper MAR or medication administration record, you won't be able to see the paper MAR here in Optimum Oimed that is physically in the possession of the bedside nurse or the medication administration nurse. And this is how they would acknowledge your orders when you do send them in. And that is Patient Order Manager.